Yo guys, this Kendrick versus Drake beef right now, it just continues to escalate. Drake just posted this to his Instagram story.
I hate the way you talk to me and the way you cut your hair. I hate the way you drive my car.
Drake is once again the talk of the town after he allegedly made a fool of himself. So much so that even Kanye West and The Weeknd are trolling him so hard. Everything started after Drake posted something using his infamous burner account. You know, the IG account he used to drop his new releases and 100 gigabytes worth of content. So he did drop 3 new songs before, right? But let's just say that the reaction was very underwhelming. And if we compare it to how Kendrick's songs blew up and landed #1 on charts, Drizzy's songs achieved like literally nada. A lot of fans also think the songs were just okay. Not that bad, but not amazing or mind-blowing. Some even mentioned that he just proved that K. Dot is better than him. Yikes. Anyway, Drake is not yet done, and despite not getting the reaction he was expecting, he decided to release yet another set of songs. At this point, it seems like he just can't sit around and let this mess pass. I mean, people will forget about it if he stops stirring the pot, but guess what? Drizzy has other plans. So again, he posted yet another piece of content on his burner account, and it's another set of collab songs. Because of this, fans are saying he is trying to reignite the beef between him and Kendrick. I think K. Dot had moved on, but Drake is not going down without taking the win. This time, he released Circadian Rhythm, SOD, and No Face, featuring Playboi Carti. However, it seems like sources are saying that Drake is trying to score a collab with Kane, you know, to somehow get the upper hand with the Kendrick situation. But we all know that's going to be hard, especially if we consider the history between the two, right? And then Drake suddenly shared a video during the time he and The Weeknd were still pals. Like, why? And while Drake thought it was a good move, it's just cringy. At least, that's what most fans are saying. On top of that, they are confused about his agenda. Is he trying to win them over? Is he hoping they back him up with his beef with Kendrick? Well, Drizzy should rethink his approach, because he is the one trying to feud with Kendrick again. I mean, have you heard his new songs? This guy doesn't know the word move on, huh? No Face is particularly gaining attention because fans are saying he is shading Kendrick again. In the song, Drizzy rapped about being delighted that Gas, who envied and held that side in, got to finally show it. But wait, there's more, because Drake isn't going to stop with just one diss track, right? Fans speculated that Drake was referencing a phrase from Lamar's 616 in LA in another song called Circadian Rhythm. However, there's a much darker truth waiting to be unpacked. But the problem is, people think Kendrick beat him so badly that he didn't stand a chance. And let's just say the comments from those who saw what he posted are just savage. Just like this person who wrote, "The Weeknd wanted to pop on him. You can see it in his face with the disrespect walking around me shit." While another added, "The energy between Drake and The Weeknd is off here, and this is 2013. But what do you guys think?
And it looks like Abel still has some major issues with Drake over what he sees as a betrayal.
How about a security, guard got shot outside The Weeknd's manager's house a couple weeks ago?
Yep.
Weeknd and Drake got issues. How come you don't connect those dots? Because The Weeknd don't rap? Huh? If The Weeknd rapped, y'all would connect the dots.
So in case you missed it, The Weeknd was featured on Metro Boomin' and Future's anti-Drake project, We Don't Trust You, and the track All To Myself had everyone buzzing. Abel's lyrics seem to be taking some serious shots at Drake, particularly highlighting how relieved he is that he never signed with Drake's OVO sound label. Now, if you're wondering how Abel and Drake went from friends to enemies, here's the lowdown. Back in October 2010, Drake put The Weeknd on the radar by featuring him on his October's very own blog. Drake's manager, Oliver El Khatib, introduced Abel to the world with a couple of his tracks and a note saying, "Introducing The Weeknd." And a few months later, Drake upped the ante by tweeting a lyric from The Weeknd's song, Wicked Games, and posting the track on his blog. Drake later jumped on The Weeknd's track, The Zone, and pretty soon after that, the two started working on Drake's classic album, Take Care. By 2012, The Weeknd was on fire, and Drake was set on locking him down for OVO sound, with rumors swirling that he wanted Abel to be his main ghostwriter. But in a twist, The Weeknd chose to sign with Republic Records instead, scoring his own XO imprint in the deal. And Drake's reaction to Abel's move was anything but subtle. He took to Twitter soon after the news broke to seemingly threaten Abel and wrote, You won't get away with just a thank you. You owe me a favor. Jump to October 2015, and The Weeknd decided to spill the tea on his role in Drake's album Take Care. With whispers about Drake leaning on ghostwriters, Abel set the record straight in an interview with Rolling Stone, revealing that he handed over a bunch of tracks he'd originally cooked up for his own album to Drake. I gave up almost half of my album. It's hard, Abel said. I will always be thankful. If it wasn't for the light he shined on me, who knows where I'd be? And everything happens for a reason. You never know what I would say if this success wasn't in front of me now. So around 2017, it looked like Drake and The Weeknd had mended fences. However, it quickly turned out that Drake was just playing nice until the perfect moment to strike. And in true Drake style, he decided to go after Abel's ex, Bella Hadid. Drake went all out and threw Bella a lavish 21st birthday bash at NYC's Socialista Lounge. Since then, Drake and Abel have been throwing subtle shade at each other every now and then, and Drake just stirred things up again by dropping an old clip of them together in his latest 100 Gigs release. In this throwback video from OVO Fest 2013, Drake is seen giving warm hugs to everyone backstage, but he pretty much freezes The Weeknd out, and it's only at the very end of the nearly 1 minute long clip that Drake finally acknowledges Abel with a quick dap. However, the footage cuts off before we get to see the whole interaction.
Good to see you. That's it. How are you? You have fun? Yeah. I almost tried to forget. Oh, okay. What's up, man? Yes. Sorry, yes, sir. Glad you came, man. What's up, yeah, no, it's crazy. Yo, where's Willow? Yo, your heart didn't drop when Ye was like, yo, stop the music. I was like, I was like, the beginning of the speech, I was like, this. I thought you were smart. And I came here tonight to kill this man on his own. I thought he was about to go off. Don't judge. I was like, oh no, it's gonna go dark. It's going dark. But I mean, like, it was so funny because, like, I think, like, Virgil or, like, Don had their arm around me, and then when he said stop the music, I just felt the arm, like, leave, you know? Like, it was like, now I'm at lunch with him earlier, and he was like, yeah. And I was like,
But Drake's online antics are falling flat, and fans are seriously over him playing these corny games on the internet. He's simply trying too hard, and it's just not landing the way he thinks it is. One fan said, Drake, a slimy guy. Peep how he cut the footage immediately after he acknowledged The Weeknd and was about to dap him up. And someone else added, oh, so he ignored him after he used him for one of his best albums? Great, you've been a snake.
Man, shake my head. He got a new track out called No Face. No Face, No Case. And this is supposed to be based on the tweets and the comments. Before I play it, there's supposed to be some...
Drake is finally making a big move after he allegedly dissed Kendrick Lamar in his new song. So, we all know how messy the beef between Drake and Kendrick was. Like, it's almost impossible not to be aware of what went down between the two. It became one of the biggest rap beefs in recent years. And while a lot of people have different opinions about who won and who did better, the dominant part of the population is leaning toward the fact that Kendrick owned Drake so badly. Even Kai Cenat proclaimed that Kendrick won that beef.
I think Drake lost the battle with Kendrick Lamar. I think Kendrick won. 100%. I think Kendrick won.
On the other hand, Drake's releases since the beef started have been nothing but ambiguous. Well, until recently. We all know how Drake just dropped a massive amount of never-before-seen content. Literally 100 gigabytes worth of footage. On top of this, he also released 3 new songs. While he was hit with a copyright complaint from his record label, Drake was not ready to back down. However, the songs did not really do well on the chart. And unlike the diss tracks Kendrick released, the results for Drake's were, at best, underwhelming. But guess what? Drake is ready to give it all after dropping yet another set of new songs. This time, fans immediately noticed something and believed that he was, in fact, reigniting his beef with Kendrick. Why? Well, Drake has this song entitled No Face. It's a collab with Playboy Cardi, and the lyrics are pretty telling. It's almost like Drake was directly trying to address what went down between him and Kendrick, which was the first time since the feud started. So just imagine how fans reacted. It was crazy, and understandably so, because this new beef is brewing. However, the other songs also caught everyone's attention, and now listeners are trying to determine whether Drake is really taking jabs at Kendrick once more. For instance, many notice clear indications that Drake is shading Kendrick. On Circadian Rhythm, for example, Drake raps about avoiding funeral dates. Some speculate that this is a reference to Kendrick's Juneteenth pop-out event in Los Angeles, which fans jokingly termed a funeral for Drizzy online. The song's title also appears in Kendrick's second Drake diss, 616 in LA. So this is not just plain coincidence, right? In addition, it is also described as a follow-up to Drake's 2013 single, The Language, which was widely assumed to be a response to Kendrick's Control verse. But wait, there's more. The song No Face is also gaining so much traction. Let me explain. On No Face, Drake raps about his therapist and how they gave him a 30-day notice. In case you don't know, Kendrick made the same statement in his song Meet the Grams, where Dot stated that Drake's therapy was insufficient and that he should instead use ayahuasca to strip his ego. However, this is only the tip of the iceberg, and Drake is allegedly trying to shade almost everyone who is on Team Kendrick. And just like that, listeners believe he warned everyone who participated in the 20-verse-1 duel. As expected, fans have a lot of things to say about the matter, and let's just say they're pretty invested in this beef. Based on the looks of it, they're not impressed with Drake's new songs. Just like this person who wrote, "The thing about Drake is that he can't let it go. His insecurities and massive ego can't fathom losing. Expect the next few years of nothing but sneak dissing Kendrick if he's around for that long." While another added, "IDK why Drake wants it with Kendrick again. It'll be K-Dot beating a dead horse."
Follow Drake on Insta, and it's got fans flipping out. Looks like Drake's devil luck continues as fans noticed Yachty's unfollow right after a clip of Drake's new track Super Soak drop. Remember, Yachty was originally on this track, and he leaked the version with him on a live stream. Why? Because of some sample clearance drama with Mr. Hotspot, the artist behind the sample who wanted a clean version for religious reasons. Lil Yachty and Drake have always been tight, both personally and professionally. So when Yachty suddenly unfollowed Drake, it got everyone buzzing. Are they just trolling us, or is there something real going on? Theories are flying that Mr. Hotspot might have pressured Drake to drop Yachty if he wanted the track out. But hey, that's just one theory. Now don't freak out just yet. This could actually be a promo move. Remember, Drake and Yachty have had their fair share of drama before, so this might just be another way to stir up some hype. But plot twist. Yachty has since refollowed Drake, which kind of squashed the drama for now. Fans are still buzzing though, wondering if this means their collabs are going to keep rolling or if there's something more going on. Oh, and Yachty's got other beef too. He's in a fashion battle with Jim Jones over the Atlanta versus New York style showdown. Classic Yachty always keeping things interesting. Speaking of stars who had us questioning everything, Stunna Girl had fans reeling when she spilled that she split from her husband, young Rich Mula. As for Mula, well, he broke down in tears on Insta Live on his birthday, also spilling that the pair have gone their separate ways.
Yo, as long as a nigga kept it solid, that's all that matters. It's my birthday, y'all, yeah.
The news had fans split. While some were totally feeling Stunna's decision to break things off, many think she's done him dirty, especially after she dished that she was cheating on him for 2 years. This divorce bombshell comes a month after Stunna had fans sweating over news she got shot in the chest. Are they connected? Fans think so. The Like That rapper slammed Mula hard for abandoning her after the shooting. In now deleted Insta stories, the rapper went off about how Mula had fled the scene and called her little brother crying about it. And she wasn't done. She added this to add to the drama. While fans were showing Stunna mad love after the shooting, her rival Anna Mac hopped online with a totally different take, laughing and mocking the injured rapper.
Yo, ain't shit funny about that, but I told karma is real. Now this die. Like, no shame, bitch, you be wishing death on people. I really hope you don't make it through.
She even went as far as saying Stunna had it coming. But as far as Mula and Stunna go, this wasn't their first dramatic incident. Back in April, the former couple got into a brawl with a dude who touched the Ratch rapper inappropriately while she was on stage. She told Mula, who was clearly not having it, and things got real fast. Stunna herself hopped off stage to give the dude a slap. Talk about taking justice into your own hands. Speaking of justice, Sean Diddy Combs found himself at the center of yet another lawsuit. Diddy and Bad Boy Entertainment are getting slapped with a crazy lawsuit for $600 $666,000 by a dude called Alfredo P. Gonzalez, who's apparently rolling with the Sinaloa drug cartel. Gonzalez, who's currently locked up in a Colorado prison, is claiming that Diddy and his squad seriously wrecked his illegal drug business. The story goes that Diddy supposedly asked Gonzalez to traffic minors for his parties. When Gonzalez refused, Diddy's crew started threatening him, and he lost his drug connections in New York. But wait, the plot thickens. Later, a judge tossed out the lawsuit. Why? Because Gonzalez was involved in illegal stuff, and the court said his claims were basically a joke with no legal backing. The judge wasn't having it, and even denied Gonzalez's attempt to fix his complaint. Ouch. And if this news had you shook, you're not the only one. 50 Cent was totally shocked when he read the news and couldn't help but share it with his followers. And if you think that's all the drama Diddy's dealing with, think again. The dude's been hit with a bunch of assault accusations, and there's even talk of a federal investigation. A former white party dancer, Adria English, also threw another lawsuit at the hip-hop mogul. She's claiming Diddy trafficked her while she was working those parties back in the early 2000s. And get this, she's actually the 9th person to sue Diddy. It's like the drama just keeps piling up.
Why does Drake keep texting teenagers? Everyone remembers when Drake was texting Millie Bobby Brown giving her dating advice, which many people found to be super weird.
We just texted each other the other day and he was like, I miss you so much. I was like, I miss you more.
Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us put the spotlight on Drake, accusing him of being a predator to minors. And after combing through evidence of the Toronto rapper's history, there are many suspicious activities that point to the claim possibly being true. First was his experience with a 17-year-old on stage at one of his concerts in Denver. The video starts with her on stage where he asks her name and where she's from. And then it starts to get really weird. He puts her hand on his shoulder and they start to slow dance for a second before he spins her around and then stops her with her back facing him. Then he puts the mic down and exposes her upper back by pulling her shirt down and then kissing her shoulder and neck, then fondling her. A few seconds later, he picks up the mic again and finally asks for her age. His response is even creepier, complimenting her body, then kissing her on the lips. His behavior was also put on display for the world to see when a 14-year-old Millie Bobby Brown revealed in an interview that her and a 33-year-old Drake regularly exchanged text messages, saying that Drake told her that he missed her and even gave her boy advice that may or may not contain explicit content.
I love him. I met him in Australia. He's honestly so fantastic. A great friend and a great role model. We just texted each other the other day and he was like, I miss you so much. I was like, I miss you more. He's coming to Atlanta, so I'm definitely going to go and see him. I'm so excited.
You and Drake?
What advice does he give you? About boys. He helps me. What is advice with boys? You know, that stays in the text messages.
Millie has commented publicly about the allegation against her and Drake, denouncing them as nothing more than a sexualization of their friendship. However, if Millie was 14 at the time, she wouldn't have known whether or not Drake was grooming her. Drake himself also defended their friendship on his song Another Late Night. Coincidentally, that very next song is also connected to another superstar that Drake was allegedly texting underage. The year after the Millie controversy, a teenage Billie Eilish did her annual interview with Vanity Fair, in which she was asked who the most famous person in her phone was.
Avril Lavigne, Ariana Grande, Kid Cudi, Ty Dolla $ign. But like Drake, come on, Drake. Drake is like the nicest dude I've ever spoken to. I mean, I've only like texted him, but he's so nice.
At the time of the 2019 interview, she was still 17 years old, and Drake 34. However, she defended their relationship in an interview with Vogue 3 months later, saying, a grown man can't be a fan of an artist. Like, you're really going to say that Drake is creepy because he's a fan of mine, and then you're going to go vote for Trump? The connection between her and Millie on Drake's hit song, Another Late Night, comes when collaborator Lil Yachty mentions Billie in his bar. Despite this not being Drake's line, many thought that Drake should have asked Yachty to omit the line if he truly was Billie's friend, since Eilish herself has been extremely vocal about being sexualized. Next is Bella Harris, the daughter of the successful producer Jimmy Jam. Through her father, she's been around the music industry her entire life, so it's no surprise that she'd meet Drake, and the two snapped up at several concerts. Most of these photos were taken when Bella was just 16 years old, however many believed it was innocent, as the photos were taken at concerts and music award shows shows, somewhere Drake would have naturally been. However, their relationship took a sinister turn when shortly after Bella turned 18, her and Drake reportedly began dating romantically. He was 31 at the time after Drake reportedly rented out a restaurant in Washington, D.C. for the pair to have a romantic dinner. His pattern of grooming underage women only continues to grow with more megastars, such as Kylie Jenner. In 2013, 26-year-old Drake performed at Kylie Jenner's Sweet 16, a birthday that was mostly remembered for Drake kissing the newly minted 16-year-old on the cheek in front of everyone, including her boyfriend at the time, Jaden Smith. While this isn't extremely out of the ordinary for a performer, there is a clear pattern between Drake and underage fans, and many believed this was an early sign of grooming when he and Kylie reportedly began dating 6 years later when she was 22 and Drake was 33. There are several other reports of Drake's behavior, such as him following Lil Cece on Instagram when she was 15 and he was 27, as well as his very public obsession with Aaliyah. Drake has yet to respond to Kendrick in their feud, and many are taking his silence as an unconfirmed confession to his predatory ways, but his fans hope that he will speak out and clear his name.
Roller coaster, but nobody in their wildest dreams would have imagined that Andrew Tate would be taking shots at the man himself, Drake. Drake was already hitting highs and lows following the release of his album For All the Dogs. Just when things couldn't go any south, Tate not only slandered Drake, but bashed his country. Here, take a look.
Imagine saying, I'm a man. From where? From Canada. What? Wait, you're a man? From Canada? Can't be.
Drake commented on this post and gave the green light to Tate. To know about Tate, but even if Drake ever fails to make his country proud, the little Drake in making will sure as heck carry the mantle and make sure he follows the road his dad paved, now only for him, but for millions.
I don't give a fuck.
Describe your ideal man.
My ideal man is Drake, but loyal.
Oh, man. You know the problem with Drake? Let me tell you something.
He's gay, I know.
I know. I've had about 1,000 women say the same thing to you. Drake has the hands indoors.
Oh my god.
You can look at a man and see a man's hands. You understand? That's his hands.
Yo, where are you going to shoot like that?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Yes.
You just went 4 for 5. You're cash right now.
Not 4 for 5.
Yeah, you went 4 for 5. You hit 4 shots out of 5.
Yes, I know.
Okay, where did you learn to shoot like that then?
I shoot at school.
Okay, alright. Say less then.
Also send that to our girl.
You want your highlights?
Like, peasants have this obsession with something called money. To me, I don't get it. Here.
Tate bought back all the cars the Matrix took from him.
I'm pretty cool.
And as expected, he's not one to let the opportunity of slandering the Matrix slide.
God bless me with all these genetic gifts, all this money, big gifts. All I had to do is go to jail a little bit. Price is worth paying, baby. I'm getting lots of questions on where my cars came from. Like, hey, did you get your cars back? No.
Listen to this. Homeboy is smart enough to keep backups of everything.
I have 2 GT4 RSs. Decal came to my house, busted in, took all my cars, including my GT4 RS. They didn't know how to spare. I'm that guy. I'm so cool, I have spare of everything. Oh, we took all his diamond watches, got spares. Took all his cars, got spares. Took his hose, so his hoe left, got a new one. Coolest thing about my current driveway is not that I have cars in the drive. It's that they're exact duplicates of the car dealership. They took my McLaren 765, and they didn't know I had 4. So there's another McLaren 765. They took my GT4 RS, and they didn't know I had 2. So there's another GT4 RS. They took my 812 competition, my Ferrari. They didn't know I have 3. Sorry, 2 I have, 1 they have, 3. That's on the way. And I actually want to take some credit. I think I might be a real vet at inspecting cars. Everyone thinks they're good at inspecting cars. I see all these other supercars on the internet on the street. I've never seen cars as beautiful as mine. I'm an artist. I always get exactly the right color, the right amount of carbon, beautiful, all of them. And they're all different. Trying to have 41 cars different. Not as easy as you think.
Beefing with Rick Ross, and you won't believe why. You see, it all started the other day when Rick Ross took to Instagram and completely exposed Drake by saying that he's lying about how much money he has. And Rick Ross proceeded to say that if Drake had as much money as he claimed, then why didn't he help out his old friend that lost everything?
White boy, BBL Drizzy, I got a question. I saw you posted you got more money than Ricky Rose. And let's assume you did. Well, your best friend, Birdman, his house went into foreclosure 5 years ago. You done watch that man struggle them 5 years and ain't get that man a mansion. Because if you got more money than Rose, what's another 50 million, white boy? White boy, it's one for 40 on Indian Creek. It's one for 50 on Star Island. You got 48 hours, white boy. If you got Ricky Rose money, ain't none of my went in foreclosure.
But Rick Ross didn't stop there, and shortly after he took to Instagram and sent another message to Drake. And he even involved Kaizenat, and here's what Rick Ross said.
I got one more question for BBL Drizzy. One more question. How long you gonna stay on that plane? It's dangerous. It's dangerous. It's a 1978 cargo plane, wasn't built for humans. It's dangerous. Imagine a white boy with the soul plane. Imagine a white boy with the soul. How that boy Kaizenat do? Hey, no. Let's pray for Drake. Soul plane. Come on, man. You rich. You deserve better.
And Drake was not happy about this and ultimately decided to clap back at Rick Ross by saying this. Imagine you having 88 million to spend on a crib. Your steals like you get them from a police auction. Your Star Island house on a silver of cheesecake. Your lot 40,000 square feet. My crib is 40,000 square feet, Leonard. And you put a wrap on your timeshare jet. That coming off when it's other people's turn to fly. Your bread bearish worker. How many cases you gotta move before you get a check finally? Probably took a lifetime to see some real bread. You're Bread's son now, you're not Rosie anymore. But Drake didn't stop attacking Rick Ross, and he decided to take to Instagram and expose him even further by saying this. Rick, you sandwiched in because the Vasant land is not yours. This the Miami starter pack. You living in a content creator crib. But that's not all, because the beef continued as Rick Ross posted a video on social media claiming that Drake didn't write his verse for the song Sicko Mode.
Guess who wrote this? You would never guess who wrote this.
But who do you think won this beef? Swipe up and follow if you think Drake took this one.